Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, I got some important things to share with you guys, including a Bitcoin buy signal. Well, at least according to Plan B. But in addition, there's other interesting metrics I want to show you guys that indicate that Bitcoin definitely did not form a top and will continue further. So, let's get started. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys are doing splendid today. I can't help but laugh when I read the comments. It's just really hilarious. Anyways, okay, let's get started. So you can see Bitcoin is still stuck around 47,000. And there are some people that are acting like Bitcoin has never been here and how it's so low and it formed a new low and it can't possibly go anywhere and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And when you zoom out, you realize, well, it's been here since the early December, okay? It didn't go any lower. It didn't form any new lows. It is still consolidating in this period. And recently I've been talking about why, including tax loss harvesting, which I believe is going on. But Raoul Pal does have another theory that makes a lot of sense. Regardless, let's take a look at some of the things that are going on. Well, with this recent dip from 52,000 down to 47,000, again, you had a whole bunch of greedy, long leverage traders that got wrecked, absolutely wrecked within the last day or so, that day or two. About $500 million worth of leverage longs, again, liquidated. They're just, this is what I say about, people who play leverage. They can't help themselves. They get addicted. And when they get wrecked, what is the number one thing that they do? Well, they try to make it back by putting another leverage play, right? That is what happens. That's why there's so much liquidations going on. Otherwise, there wouldn't be, right? So this continues, and not only is this hurting people that are getting wrecked, but it's hurting the entire market too. So this is why I stress time and time again, leverage is not worth it. Buying and holding good altcoins is definitely a much better idea, more profitable, because those that have the most patience, those that held the longest, have made the most in the space. All right, so there you go. Number one, I want to lead off with that, but let's get to Plan B. Plan B, here's his updated thoughts on what's going on with Bitcoin and his stock to flow models. According to him, he uses his models to protect himself from emotion. Okay? So right now, it is at the low end of this 50 to 200,000 kind of range, this band. And it feels like that Bitcoin is undervalued. And according to him, that it is a buy signal. Like on the opposite side, if Bitcoin hits 200,000, then he will feel like that is a sell signal. But he's using this to remove emotions away. Okay? So I do agree with that. And one of his followers updated it and said, okay, why don't you do this instead? This is easier to understand. So take a look at where we are right now. Right? We're below that 50,000. And this range, this box, is between 50 to 200,000. And if you look at previous boxes or previous ranges, like when Bitcoin was below $250, right? That was a pretty good bottom indicator, a buy signal. Just like last time when Bitcoin was below 4,000 and it hit below 4,000 a couple times, that was a tremendous buy signal. And this time around too, under $50,000 is a buy signal. So this is according to Plan B. And according to Plan B, stock to flow is not invalidated yet. It's still on track, but things have just lengthened out a little bit. But according to him, it's a buy signal right now. Now, it's not just this. It's not just stock to flow that's indicating that it's a good buy right now. There's many, many, many other things. There's many other metrics. Here's one, PUL multiple. This measures how rich the miners are and whether or not they're going to dump. So this measures if the miners have just made so much money that they need to just sell off some of it to make sure that they lock in their profits and they're not going to go through any catastrophic event if Bitcoin dips. And you could see how in 2013, it shot up. That red zone is usually when they're too rich or when they're about to sell off. And you could see in the red zone in 2013, that's when Bitcoin actually started coming down. And you could see in 2017, also when Bitcoin hit that level, or I'm sorry, this PUL multiple hit that level, again, that's when Bitcoin found a peak and came down. And you could see we have not come anywhere close to that. Not when Bitcoin first went to 64,000, and especially not right now. But it's also not in the green level, because the green level is indicating a bottom, like after a black swan event, kind of one of those situations. And we're not there either. So we're kind of roughly right in the middle. And if you think about that, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. That means we still have a lot of room to grow. A lot of room to grow, and we're still hovering around $47,000, $48,000. So think about that. So this is another indicator that shows that Bitcoin is not at top, and it's a good buying opportunity. And here's another one, is the HODL ratio. This measures new coins versus old coins, and there's a very complex algorithm that is being used. And again, if you look at it, it's pretty darn accurate. In 2013, you notice that it shot up to this red zone, and that's when retail money, the new coins, is outstripping the old coins, meaning that too many retail investors have FOMO'd in, and usually when that happens, well, that's usually a top indicator. And it happened again in 2017, right? It happened again, that's 2017. And since then, right, you could see that we're nowhere close. We're somewhere in the middle. Again, another indicator that shows that the market is not over FOMO'd, I guess, right now, not overhyped. It's right in the middle. And that is why the run will continue, right? So these are all indications that Bitcoin has not formed a top. Here's another one. I've never heard of this one, investor cap multiple, which subtracts thermal cap from overall Bitcoin cost basis to assess fair value of Bitcoin. And again, using this model, you can see when Bitcoin is overbought or when it's oversold. And right now, it's kind of in the middle, but more towards the oversold side. And if you look at the purple lines, that's an indication of when Bitcoin actually started really rallying. Back in 2013 and 2017, and we are at that same point. So, another buy signal, right? So there's just a lot of buy signals going on right now. So again, I know, some people, I'm reading chats and comments, there's some people that's just so negative about what's going on right now. When you think about it, Bitcoin has gone up about 70% year to date. It's going in the right direction. The fundamentals and adoption couldn't be better at this point. Yet people are still fearful about Bitcoin's future. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, here's something that is also very positive, projecting out this new lengthening cycle. You could see that Bitcoin, after the first halving event, right, took about a year to reach its top. The second halving event, which was back in 2017, took about a year and a half. So this time around, it could be 2 years. And you could see that if it does, it's still heading to somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. And that could be coming in mid of 2022. So there you go. There you go. And what else is there? Well, shorter term tech dev is looking at what happened in 2020. Specifically, of course, with Bitcoin, but in 2021 too. These two patterns are very, very similar. Although they're different time frames and different months, but the pattern is very similar. And he's looking at whether or not we're going to see that same kind of breakout that we had in 2020 with Bitcoin. And it makes sense with everything else that I just showed you guys. The buy signals and all the metrics that show that Bitcoin is nowhere near the top. So this definitely could be coming, right? So this is why I remain bullish, because of everything that I'm seeing and everything I'm showing you guys. And I will remain bullish pretty much forever, unless there is something that tells me otherwise. But right now, the metrics are all indicating we did not form a top at 69,000. And of course, I talked about adoption, awareness, and everything else going on. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's fantastic to be in crypto, fantastic to be a holder, but it's more fantastic when you can buy things at a discount, like right now with Bitcoin and right now with altcoins, right? All right, now where else? Just a couple other things. I wanted to share this Friday. There is an enormous 6 billion options expiration, right? So this could be a turning point. This is the last one of this year, and it happens to be on the last day of this year, Friday the 31st. So this could be huge, right? And the max pain price is at 48,000, and I mentioned this yesterday. So that's kind of where we are now, right? So this could be a reason why Bitcoin is not recovering, and afterwards we could see a huge rally this coming weekend. We have seen this many, many times where after expirations, Bitcoin seems to have a ceiling lifted and it just starts pumping up again. So this could be right around the corner in coming this weekend. And also, lastly, I want to share this because Raul Paul was asked about why he thinks that we didn't have a tremendous run for Bitcoin this last week. And I've talked about tax loss harvesting. And he's kind of saying the same thing, except he's like, well, a lot of institutions that are trying to make their books look good, right? Kind of like with tax loss harvesting. And they also want to lock in their gains for this year, right? They probably were selling also. But here's the good news. According to them, or according to him, to quote, it looks like they're done because the market has been chopping around for the past week, which was the traditional last week of everyone scoring their books. So according to Raul Paul, he does believe that maybe the institutions had something to do with it, right? But now they're done. So this is also positive, because if they did sell off to offset the capital gains or to lock in their gains for the books, guess what they're going to do next? In January, they're going to buy back in, right? This is why January in 2022 could be even more tremendous than 2021. This is also coming, right? So a lot of good stuff, guys. A lot of good stuff to look forward to. So this is why I tell you guys to stay in the game. You definitely want to stay in the game. You definitely want to take advantage because it's still so early, right? All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. Besides that, if you look at CMC today, it's kind of mixed. So you have like Polygon, which I talked about, right? It's coming up 4%. That's pretty good. The big stuff going on with Polygon. Terra's in the green barely, but a lot of these others are down 1, 2, 3%. So it's kind of like an even day, but you do have some good movers. And you go down the list. Near Protocol is doing pretty good, around 6% today. Phantom is up too, up about 1%. Theta's up 3%, right? So some of the ones that are oversold recently is starting to come back up a little bit. So that's always positive, but obviously there's still a lot of discounts to be had. So if you can, take advantage. All right, guys. Now let's do some Q&A. Tai Su says, is that from Jordan's meme? Strap on, we're going to the moon. I think he got that from me. I'm the only one that says strap on. But yeah. All right, scrolling up. Let's see if I missed anything. All right. I love Plan B. Man, there's a lot of weak hands in this chat. Again, that's why I started the show. I'm like, how could people be this negative, this weak? How could there be so many paper hands when Bitcoin has done so well this year? Crypto has done so well this year, right? And it's not like Bitcoin is back down to like 30,000 or 20,000. That would be a different story. Still holding very well. It's still holding above the recent low of 40,000, and of course above the low before that, 28,000. So, but I get it. I addressed this one time, right? I did a video. Someone says, well, you know, you talk about people that made a lot of money. What about people that bought at top, right? If you did buy at top, it's the same thing. The strategy is the same. If you can take advantage of the dip, you buy the dip and you cost average down, right? So if you buy some, let's say you bought Bitcoin at 69,000, now you buy a little bit at 47,000. Well, your cost average is, you know, somewhere in the 50s, right? So you don't even have to wait for Bitcoin to go back to 69,000 to be in the green. That's the beauty of buying the dip. Now, if you're dollar cost averaging based on a schedule, then you don't have to worry about up or down. And I've shown you guys how powerful DCA is on a schedule over long periods of time, like over a year, 2 years, 5 years. Man, the gains is insane, right? All right, let's see. Where do you think Cardano's headed against ETH and its future? Do you think it could hit its all-time high? Yes. Yes, it's about halfway to its all-time high. But I continue to stand by Cardano because I made this mistake before. You don't want to sleep on Cardano. Sometimes it doesn't move and you just want to give up on it. But ask any Cardano long-term holder and they'll tell you the same thing. It was tough until it wasn't, and once it broke above 10 cents, it never looked back, and they're all multimillionaires today. All right, let's see. Manny, appreciate it. Plan S, Plan F. I wonder why he called himself Plan B. Why not Plan A? All right, what else is there? Thanks for the tip on coin tracking. Yeah, they are a partner, but you know what? Coin tracking available in 100+ countries. If you are going to do your taxes, man, you need a software like coin tracking, where it just uses APIs, read APIs, or imports, and it connects to all your wallets and everything. It's really, really, really useful for those of you guys that are doing your taxes. And also, you can take advantage of tax loss harvesting, and you need a software like that to help you with that. But and the URL is in the description. All right, let's see. What else is there? Zach, Cadena is the truth. I have big hopes for Cadena. You guys know that. I think CADX is going to really, really change the game for them and really start a lot of, I guess, start up the ecosystem, right? So I'm looking forward to that. Tried watch selling Rune on Crypto.com. Couldn't because of low liquidity. Should I be concerned when I want to take profits? I don't get that. You're saying that you can't sell Rune on Crypto.com? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, you know, wash trading or wash selling is basically you sell it and buy it back, right? Unless Crypto.com has such low liquidity, you couldn't sell that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So Crypto Cocktail, I think you need to do a little more research. What do you think about Elrond? As long as they keep building their ecosystem, they're fine. Their new DEX is out. Their launchpad is out, right? And they just have to keep building upon that. It's still early for them. They have a lot of bridges out there. I know they have NFT marketplaces, but in terms of DeFi, it's still very early. So, and that's a good thing. Kind of like a data. UFO Gaming. I looked into them. You know, it's still a work in progress. Basically, we have to see how good it is once it's out. AMP. I think AMP will get better as retail gets stronger, but you know, right now retail's they're still kind of weak. So, will you read the Reaper white paper? Maybe some point. I have no idea what project that is. January 1st, being a new fiscal year, institutions, whales, and retail should start buying crazy again. Now it's time to fill it back. I kind of agree with that. And that's what Raoul Paul just said. He believes that a lot of companies, institutions that bought, they want to lock in the gains to make their books look good so they could say, hey, in 2021, we made 100%, you know, or 1,000% or whatever. And they're selling off to lock in those gains. And then, you know what? In 2021, as soon as January 1st comes, they will buy right back. The same thing with people that are trying to do tax loss harvesting, right? Selling off to offset the capital gains, and then they buy back, right? So, yeah, I think it's very possible. Very possible. Opinions on VVS, workingcrypto.com. It's just the very first DEX on their new Chronos chain. I looked into it. Nothing really outstanding or crazy about it, but it will help Chronos. So it is the start of it. I don't hear a lot about Chronos though. I mean, it's their new chain, but I don't hear a lot about it. It's still early. But I like Crypto.com regardless. If that chain blows up, it's going to help them tremendously. But right now, I mean, just Crypto.com, just the name recognition alone makes them a really, really, really good buy. All right. Let's see what I missed here. I think that's it. How detrimental is Sol being very centralized to his growth as ecosystem? It's not going to be detrimental to his ecosystem, but the centralized part will turn off some people. But you know, having such a large amount of tokens locked up with a team is actually, it could be a good thing because that means that they're not selling, and that is why it's going up, right? Same thing with Near Protocol. Recently, Near has been doing a lot of gains too. And I started paying more attention to them. They also have the same thing. They're kind of like a VC play, very well backed, but a large portion of Near is locked in with early investors and with the team, right? So in some ways it does help because it makes it so that there's not a whole lot of floating coins out there. But then again, you know, when are the investors, the VCs, going to be taking profits, right? And you just don't know. So it's good and it's bad. But as for the growth of the ecosystem, I don't think that has anything to do with it. It just depends on how well marketed they are, you know, the funds they have to attract them, you know, and of course the technology. Siacoin, I'm just neutral on them. I like Arweave much better than Siacoin. Noah, I bought 6K worth of BTC Matic, Helium, Gala this morning. How do you feel about that group? I like it. That's a good group. That's a good group right there. Retail looking to get rich, don't care about centralization in the short term. Yes, that's true. That's actually true. I mean, most retail players, they could care less. I would argue 99% of retail could care less if something is centralized or not, right? But there is always going to be a group that cares, right? And if we truly, truly want decentralization, you know, we have to support the projects that are more decentralized. But in the short term, you know, people just care about making money, so that's exactly true. GM tax loss harvesting video was very helpful. Thank you. You know, again, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a CPA. So you got to do your own research. Contact Coin Tracking or contact your local CPA. Different jurisdictions, different countries have different tax rules. But I know in the U.S. that is definitely something that's going on right now. So, and yesterday I was just on TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot when I get bored. And I saw a girl that is posting crypto videos, and she reposted that video, and that was a surprise. So, best sources to get crypto news. Well, that's easy. Just go head on over to CryptosRUs.com, the best site for news. And hey, so people asked me about Phantom. Well, right here, Phantom TVL balloons. Right, I got a whole team here. A large team that does nothing but scour Twitter and other publications and Google and basically all the latest news and guides and articles, right? So got a mining guide, you got NFTs right here, you got how to use exchanges, how to use QuickSwap, how to use Coinbase, how to use Phantom Wallet, right? And altcoins, got many. What is Gala? Do you know about Gala? Do you know about Quant, Nervos? What about some newer ones, Saito or Zcash or DeFi Kingdoms? I mean, literally everything is on here. So all of you guys need to get on here every single day and check it out, because that's how you go educate yourself beyond just watching me. You should do both. Watch me and go to the site. Reaper Financial, our white paper is 2-paper. We're very differentiated from everything else in the market. We'd love to see a live reaction to the concept found on the Reaper.io. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate it. And anyone else that's interested, go check it out. But I'm not going to check it out live right now. DJ says it's a brilliant site. I appreciate it. And I'm still growing the team. You guys know I had a video recently adding more people to the team all the time to grow the site, to help me grow the channel, grow my Patreon, grow my newsletters, grow my teachable courses. I mean, I'm adding left and right here. Let's see. Until the Lakers have a winning season, Crypto.com will dump. Well, I don't think that's true, but it wouldn't hurt. If the Lakers is having a better season, it would definitely help them. But right now, the Lakers are playing like, I don't know. They're just playing really, really bad. And Russell Westbrook, I don't know what's going on with him. There was actually a university that asked me if I wanted to teach a course, and I'm like, it's not for me. Not for me. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Overall, stay strong, stay positive, my friends. Right now, we're in this channel. Yes, I will say we're in a slump, but we're in the same channel. We haven't formed any lower lows. We haven't done anything that we haven't seen before, right? So don't let the fudders and naysayers, the ones that are just feeling miserable, right, affect you, because you are on the right track. You are on track to attain financial freedom or life-changing wealth. So you don't want to let anyone else deviate you from that path. And I've shown you guys so many things about fundamentals, about chain metrics, about TA, and about global adoption, and they're all getting better. So 2022 is shaping up to be a fantastic year for crypto. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.